why white men really love black women. And I'm not talking sexy. I'm talking about love because of white men are about power. Yeah. Their job is power. And it's a good trait to have, ladies. Don't poo-poo on it. But a black woman is fucking power. Yeah. Pure power. I mean, pure power. Not even a little bit kind of like, I'm talking like source power. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, shit. Fuck whatever you want to. A black woman will build some shit in a day that would take other motherfuckers 10 years. That's what the fuck we do. And I dare a motherfucker to say some shit to me about it. I wish a motherfucker would. I wish someone would test me on this. Just try me. I wish. Oh my God. I mean that with every ounce of blood in my body. Because if you think about it, everything that's ever been built came from us. Everything. Everything. And here's the thing. If it didn't come from us, the motherfuckers copied. Because we started that bitch. Am I lying? Yes, I am. I am lying. And I miss that shit. I know I am. I wish they would start some shit with me if they want to. I know. I'm just saying, all right? So when you deal with pure power and you're a person who wants power, who you gonna fuck with?
Fuck you lying. Why you always lying? Oh my God. Stop fucking lying.
What's going on, brothers? Thanks for tuning in to another dialogue with the raw, the real, and the red pill. And you know when you hear this opera shit, you know it's finna to go down. You understand? There's some things that I want to break down and try to make sense out of and truly expose the nature of our woman. You know, and first and foremost, I want to give a shout out to Kid Organic. His page is Organic the Illionaire. Check his page out. He did a full video of content concerning Dr. Venus Opal Reese, in which I had screen recorded a section of the video, being that his page was the only place that I could easily find that video, and where I originally saw that video on YouTube. So shout out to Organic. But as we can see, we can truly see the nature of our woman. If you don't understand the nature of our woman, because we got a lot of simps still, man. I combat them every day. All they talk about is what men could do better to make it work in this black community. You know, that's our queen. That's our sister. You don't talk about this sister. You don't denigrate this sister. But if you look at the nature of our woman, they get a leg up financially in this place. You know, the first thing they do is denigrate you, brother. You ain't shit. So how you gonna worship a deity that hates you, that resents you? You understand? And if it isn't shown in this more than anything, then I don't know what to tell you. You blind, man. You understand? You blind. Let's get into this, man. What the fuck did the black woman build, yo? What has she built? The irony in it all, and I'm getting right into it, man. The irony in it all is that she resembles the white man in so many ways, man. You know, she's a fucking liar. Straight up lie. And they believe the lies. What was they doing, man? We're gonna dissect this from the beginning, yo. She said, what was the first thing she said, man? One of the first things she said is white men have the power, and they do, because this is their country. But by what means did they receive their power? See, women don't care about that kind of shit. They don't care about what it takes to get the power. You understand? And this is why the white man had constructed this system in the manner that it is. So because he operates, and the system operates in such evil that you can honestly see the similarities to through the women. You know? They pride themselves, man, on some shit that they didn't even build. Just like the white man, he ain't built this fucking country. The black men built this country. You understand? There's even homages written in Washington, D.C. commemorating black men who built this country. You understand? The white man ain't necessarily free the slaves, and really slavery never ended. It just transcended into a systemic slavery in which the black woman herself is involved with enslaving you, brother. You know what I'm saying? But black men fought for that shit. Blood was spilled for that. Black men fought for the freedom of the black race from chattel slavery. You understand? That shit costs blood. You understand? Blood, sweat, and tears. That's all we really know is black men. You know, this BAW don't know nothing about blood, sweat, and tears, man. And, you know, don't get me wrong. A lot of women in general are entering the male-dominated workforces. So there are a lot of them that's starting to, I'm going to say a lot because it's not majority. But there's a portion of them that's starting to get it out the mud, man. You know? And they understand what work is. Don't get me wrong, you know? But in general, yo, you know, the shit is really sickening that this feminist spirit is still dwelling within our woman so heavily, man. You know, it really is sickening, you know. But one of the first, the next thing she said was that the white man, she said the white man, this is why the white man loves black woman. Why do they think the white man loves them, man? See what I'm saying, brother? Then she had the audacity to say, not sexually, but truly love. Lies. Bitch, you lying. Because they only love you sexually. There is no other, there's nothing deeper than, you know, and he only loves you sexually because he's a man. You know, men enjoy sex. And you know, and just keeping it gangster, you know, our women have, a lot of them are built like motherfucking offensive linemen. But, you know, essentially a lot of a woman have nice bodies to them. So, yeah, he will be more than happy to put his little pink penis up in you. You know? And granted, he does have power right now. But black women in general don't have no power, man. Because there's a difference between having power and being empowered. The black woman is being empowered. And the first thing that she's doing with the power that she has been given is throwing you under the bus, black man. Throwing you under the fucking bus and loving this white man who oppresses you systemically. Who's killing your kids, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Who's gunning you down, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know, she don't want to talk about the damage that has been done at the hands of white society to the black community, in which the white community turns around and act like it never happened. Which is a very similar thinking construct of the black woman. You know? She loves to talk about the, you know, and loves to denigrate black men, but don't want to talk about the systemic oppression against black men. You know? How a lot of brothers, you know, once you get a felony, you can't, systemically, you are a slave because you're limited to low-paying jobs. For the most part. You know, there are some loopholes out here. There are some jobs that do hire felons. You know, but for the most part, you know, it's not as easy to find work no more. You know, while on the other hand, it ain't hard to get that felony. You don't got to be a violent offender or criminal. You just don't got to pay child support to get that felony. You can just refuse to have your money extorted from you. And when we talk about the reality of how the black woman has built this country with the white man, the only truth in that is in the denigration of you as a black man. Yeah, when she puts you on child support, the white man gets 8% of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Child support is big business. When you get divorced, you know, the entities of the state is getting paid from that. You understand? This is why the marriage rate is declining and the red pills are being ingested every day, waking up another simp. You understand? And we all need to wake up to this shit. Because that is you know, Dr. Venus Opal Reese is the embodiment of the black woman. She's the embodiment of the black woman. You know, she's going on her feminist bullshit rant. You know, that's just turning her on. Women love to be lied to, man. They love to listen to lies. You know? And it's insane, yo. She doesn't want to talk about affirmative action. You know, how they counted woman as how they counted the woman as the black woman as a minority when there's more black women than there is men. Really, black men are the minority. You understand? But affirmative action didn't really work for us. You know, the black woman took a deal, man. She took a deal with the white man. That's why she honors and worships him and worships the ground he walks on. She doesn't want to consider Nia Wilson. She doesn't want to consider every day when she's violated by this oppressor, man. And so be it. That's what's up. That's what she needs. And sometimes I worry about at what point will this BAW, at what point will they understand, man? At what point, and you know what? I know when they will. They will when that dollar bill that they pride themselves on and worship doesn't mean anything anymore. They will when that degree doesn't mean anything anymore. Right now, you know, us men, we see further down the line. You know, we can see beyond the hand in front of our face if you're introspective to any degree. But black women don't have that ability. That wisdom and discernment is not in them, man. And it's going to leave them flat on their face. All they're doing with the stupid ass feminist attitude is destroying the bond between the black man and the black woman. But they don't need you, black man. They got white zaddy. They got white zaddy. You understand? As long as he's providing her with shelter through the Section 8 welfare program, which is on his way out the door, ironically, at the aid of a black man under the authority of a white man. You understand? Because Ben Carson, he's gonna take, because instead of black women looking at it for what it is, they're just gonna, you know, blame the black man. That seems to be the rhetoric these days. You know, they're gonna let Ben Carson have the blame for that. Now understanding that he's just a puppet in the system. You understand? And how he feels, how a lot of people feel. You know? But it's going to take... See, this is the whole deal, man. And this is what's funny about it. The black woman is still worshiping the ground that the white man that he walks on, but his power is on its way out the door. Every war that has transpired, man, has something to do with his money not being good no more. Yo, if you really think about it, the war in Afghanistan and the war in Iraq, that shit was about them pulling away from the Federal Reserve and trading oil in the gold standard. You know, in the Obama administration, when they went to war in Libya the first year he was in, when the Gaddafi was killed, that shit wasn't about him oppressing his people. His people loved him. They're upset that he died. And look at it now. Look at it now. Look out there now. This live chattel slavery. ISIS has been running rampant. A situation of destabilization has occurred because of that. But why was Gaddafi killed? Why? Because he pulled away from the Federal Reserve and wanted to trade in the gold standard. These other countries want their sovereignty from the United States of America because they see that his money is bullshit and it's about to implode and inflate upon itself. And even white people know this. Because you know, they're getting their bug-out kits ready. They're getting their semi-automatic rifles. You know, they're getting their bunkers ready. They have a plan. Timeshares in more remote areas. You know, they have a plan. The black woman is the only individual in the world who don't seem to know what time it is. And she's worshiping a motherfucker who's about to go down. You understand? The black woman's out here dancing to Kiki, Do You Love Me? Twerking, you know, and all bullshitting. And we on the verge of World War III with Iran. And if Iran is involved, then Russia's involved. See, women don't understand this shit. They don't care about it. All they see is the now, the pleasures, and the issues of right now, and what they can physically see right now. She's not going to be worried about it until the shit hits the fan, until all-out war is imminent, until all the benefits are cut, until the government and Donald Trump kind of reverses the effects of affirmative action with a lot of these black women having high-paying government jobs that were given to them. Given to them. So in all reality, the only power that the black woman has is the power that was given to her by the one who she worships, by the one she loves, by the one she claims homage to. And how do we know she claims homage to them? Because she's not about empowering her own man above the white man. No. That black power shit was just a facade. It was just a moment in time. You understand? Because when she had the ability to be independent and as her own individual and to raise her own family and to do her own thing and to be offered a matriarchal structure by which only destruction proceeded from this, she took the fucking deal. Just like Eve in the damn garden. This is why these women gotta be dominated, man. This is why, cause you gotta save them from themselves. The black woman doesn't even know that herself is in danger. And she's still talking shit. Still worshiping the motherfucker who will come up while she's waiting on the train and stab her in her goddamn jugular vein. Still worshiping these people, man. Still, to this day. And when this man falls, then what? When he loses his power, then what? I know what's gonna become of them. I think a lot of his brothers do. But what's gonna happen to her? What's all that praise and black girl rock and, black girl power? What's gonna happen to that? When your degree means nothing. I'm still trying to figure out what the BAW fucking built. I can name of a lot of shit that she destroyed, starting with her children, starting with the communities that she was given by the white man. And the funny thing is, as empowered as these black women think they are, they still don't make as much as black men collectively. And we are the builders. We are the construction workers. We are the trash men. We are the plumbers. We are the HVAC specialists. We are the mechanics. We are the heartbeat of America. What are they doing? Sitting behind a desk keystroking and going to these schools being indoctrinated with the knowledge of their oppressor so they can fit in this place. But they don't understand that they will never fit in. Because constitutionally, they're still only 3/5 of a person. White people love their animals more than you. Their pets are more valuable than you. The black woman doesn't understand this. This is why I don't pity them, man. This is why I don't give a fuck about it. When all this craziness be going down, I don't, concerning her, I don't care. I'll be sitting in the back with a bag of popcorn. Because this is the embodiment of our woman and how she really feels about not only herself, but about you. What other woman in this world exonerates other men of other nation and denigrate their own men? Who else but the BAW, man? The difference between the black woman and the black man is when we had power, and I love to refer back to the 60s, man. Back when because that was the last time, that was the last era in time when there was a patriarchal structure within the black community. When fathers were in the household, before the entitlement programs and feminism was offered to this stupid ass black woman. When our households had order, Huey P. Newton and Fred Hampton and them Black Panther brothers, those were young brothers. 20, 21, man. Think about that. Go talk to a 21-year-old black man these days. They're gone. They're zombified. Oh, shit. It's a little slick out here. They're gone mentally, man. They're zombified. Their focus is not on the focus of black empowerment. They no longer have that militarization of heart. They no longer have as much masculinity in them. They have no sense of identity, man. You talk to somebody in a young man in his early 20s, most of them these days are just worried about, you know, sex, you know, and bullshit. Partying and bullshit. Bullshitting and partying. You know, they don't have no ideologies of a strong black community. They don't have these thoughts. Why? Because their fathers weren't there to instill it in them. Their fathers weren't there to break it down and break down power structures to them and how this world operates and who their enemies are. So the black woman is teaching her daughters and her sisterhood that the white man is her friend, man. That he is power. That he's in power, but he's in power at the expense of the oppression of your man. They don't care about you, brother. These are not your women. These ain't your woman, dog. The only woman that's yours is the one that you fucking and that is obedient and subservient unto you. And even them ain't necessarily 100% foolproof and trustworthy, man. Because what are they doing? They was offered no fault divorce. And what are they doing? Now 70% of marriages are failing at the initiation of divorcement of the woman. But what's the rhetoric? That the man always walks away, that the man always leaves. You understand? There's a bunch of lies and a bunch of bullshit. You know? It really gets me worked up sometimes, man. I really get to talking about it and it really frustrates me, yo. Because I see what it is. I see right through it. You know, Dr. Venus talking about, I wish a motherfucker would. I wish a motherfucker would. Bitch, the raw, the real, the red pill will. Because I know the fuckery. I know what time it is. Fuck the fact you a millionaire. I don't care about that shit. No man cares about that shit. No man really enters a relationship, you know, fully convinced, swayed, and endowed into the income of his woman. Because a real man is an independent man. There is no such thing as an independent woman. Because all the power that the black woman has, the pure power, it was purely given to her. At the expense of the denigration and obliteration of her men and her community, man. Come to Southeast DC and show me some black woman power. Take me to any matriarchal black community, which is any primary black community that was empowered by the white man, and show me this black woman power. Show me this shit. Cause all I see is fucking single mothers in poverty, bitch. You out here lying to these women. Lying to these women, man. That ain't the answer. Got them lusting after this white man. Got them lusting after his fake money. His monopoly fucking money. That's about to crumble. And what are they gonna do? Black woman, what are you gonna do? Cause you ain't our woman. You're making it very clear to us that you are not our woman, because I know y'all gonna say, well, that's only Dr. Venus, you know, brother, that's not all of them, that's not all, no, nigga, this is all of them. Because guess what, if all of them became millionaires, nigga, you would not be sought after, brother. You would no longer be their man. And it's already obvious because they no longer want to be with you. They settling with black men. Because honestly, the white men ain't marrying them at a high rate. This is why they get so giddy and so excited when Meghan Markle's happen, and Serena Williams happen, and Eve's happen, when they pull them a white zaddy. You understand? This is why they get so giddy. That shit is an honor to them. Because deep down inside, they envy and they want to be the white woman. And they never will be the white woman. Because it's not her place, it's not her heritage, it's not her. It's not who she is. And she's going to realize this shit. And it's sad that the bitch didn't realize this already through, like, examples like Hurricane Katrina. You know? There were white people involved in that too, don't get me wrong. But in general, white men dealt with their white woman. And who was out looting water and juice for these black babies? And was getting risked at getting shot at to try to scavenge for food and clean water for these black fucking women and these black babies. The thugs, the black man, the same man that they denigrate and do not value. White men wasn't out here bent over backwards for you. There's actually stories of white men with boats, you know, and little boats and shit, going to all the white houses and rescuing all the white people and leaving them black bitches out in the water, man. And they don't learn their lesson, yo. They think the more that they worship an exonerated individual, the more that the white man will have her back. The white man is about to take back all his little crumbs that he gave you. Your degree in a little bit is not going to mean anything. It's not. It's not at all. Go to Venezuela and talk to a bitch who got a degree. A lot of them women is out there prostituting to survive in that famine out there. A degree don't mean nothing, man. A degree, especially in America, is nothing but a scam. Pardon me. A degree these days, a westernized degree, is a scam and an indoctrination. You're just indoctrinated. And the white man did a great job at indoctrinating you, Dr. Venus. Feminism did it. He indoctrinated you in all of his ways. You retrobate. You know? This bitch a dyke. She's a lesbian. Yeah, man. Kid Organic brought it out. Organic the illionaire brought it out. This dyke ass bitch. Why? Because feminism told her that shit is okay. She's a pure feminist, man. And like I said, man, there's gonna come a time, yo, when the white man's gonna polish them horns. When I say white man, I'm not saying every individual white man. And I shouldn't have to say this disclaimer. Well, I know there's some sensitive motherfuckers out here. I'm talking about his system. This is his country, his system. See, the black woman thinks it's our country, as in her and the white man. She's about to surely find out that she's been nothing but a bed wench, stupid ass concubine, used up for sexual pleasures by the white man and fetishes, as well as a weapon against her own community. Because this bitch is too stupid to understand that the denigration and the systemic oppression of her man is the destruction of her own people. This is why black men ain't standing up when we see this bullshit going on, when y'all getting fucked up in the streets. Because you raised these black men to be weak. Because you have a penile complex, a dominance complex, where you must be over your man, but it's out of order and out of place. And I'm gonna go ahead and pause it, and I'm gonna go ahead and add another clip so we can see the current economic state. In the current state, the white man's about to get checkmate, man. And the black bitch is gonna be sitting there with her white zaddy where he is bought low. And it just is what it is, and the white man knows it's coming. The world knows it's coming. All these countries have been pulling away from the white man's money and trying to get from under his thumb, and they're all about to turn around and run a train on this motherfucker, man. North Korea and South Korea are shaking hands now. Everybody's kind of lining up and looking to the side of America and Israel. You know, they kind of winking at each other and just looking at America and Israel. You understand? It's about to go down out this bitch, man. Russia, China, North Korea, South Korea, Iran. This is not going to be good. And a lot of you prideful white men, if you may be listening in this particular video, and really my channel in general isn't for you. But, you know, if you just want to listen and come into the black manosphere, then, you know, what can I say? It's a free country, right? So you say. But a lot of y'all prideful. And y'all don't understand that y'all shit about to fall out this motherfucker, man. That y'all about to be bought lowly out this bitch. And honestly, it's for all the atrocities that y'all did around the world. It's about to come right back to you. You know, it's not just going to be the BAW getting her doors kicked in and getting raped and ravished and her kids destroyed. You know, this is going to happen to the country in general. This is a plague. This is a plague that's coming for the sins of this place, man. And I'm not trying to get too spiritual on this, but that's just the truth. Because it's out of order here. is out of order here. And the black woman loves that disorder. They love holding hands with the whore of Babylon. They love it here. They love Babylon. So they're going to receive of her plagues as well. You understand? But warfare is imminent and it's about to pop off. And I want to play some videos. And they got the perfect jackass in the White House. He's the embodiment of the persona of the white man. And if you didn't see this during the electoral rallies, I don't know what to tell you. You're fucking blind. You know, you're something wrong with you. You're not catching on to something. That's old news by now. You know? But I'm gonna go ahead and play some of these clips just so we can see what's going on in the world perspective concerning America. You know, the white man. He's losing his power. And the BAW is still tooting his horn. Still walking around with his cock in her mouth. Still worshiping this motherfucker. And she don't know that this is the time to, and there's a couple BAWs who know. Cause there's a couple, like I said, the last video I made, they waving that white flag. So there's a couple BAWs who are aware or somewhat becoming aware of what the fuck's finna go down. And they're trying to gain allegiance with black men again. But no, I'm sorry. It's not enough of y'all on the right page, and quite frankly, you know, what's coming to you is coming to you, man. And you fucking deserve it. You know? Because of bitches like Venus Opal Reese. Y'all drunken off of feminism, man. That don't build shit. And the only thing you build is for white power. Yeah, they build for white power when they put you on child support. They build for white power when they abort their babies. They build for white power when they leave these marriages. They're not building, they ain't building shit for you, brother. So when you build on one end, you destroy on the other. And you, my brothers, have the side of the stick that has destruction written all over it concerning our women, because they don't love us. But I'm going to go ahead and play these clips, and I'm going to end the video with those clips, man. And then I'm going to have a nice little shocker in this clip, so the BAWs can, you know, it's so obvious, man. But just, you know, randomly, I'm going to throw a clip in there. I'm going to start it with this one clip so that they can see that, what the white demographic really thinks of them. And I laughed so hard when I watched it. But I'm going to go ahead and play that one clip first to counter, to bring, Dr. Venus fucking Opal Reese back to reality, and all women who operate and think like her, bring them back to fucking reality, back to Realville, concerning the perspectives of the white man who's quote unquote loves them beyond sexual measures. And then I'm gonna end the video with some clips discussing a couple short clips discussing the current times concerning the white man, and his system. You know? But and go ahead and enjoy the ending of this video, and shalom, I catch y'all on the next one.
5. I shouldn't have to explain my existence and my being as a woman of color.
A Smith College student wants answers, and she wants change after someone at the school saw her eating lunch and called police because they believed she seemed out of place. After what she describes as a crushing experience, she turned to social media to tell her story.
And tonight she tells WBZ's Christina Hager that she wants the person who called police to come forward.
And that's just not fair. This shouldn't happen to anyone at all.
Amu Kanute is a rising sophomore at Smith College and works here this summer teaching chemistry to high schoolers for Smith's STEM program. She was reading in the dining hall of the Tyler House dorm here Tuesday.
Next thing you know, I see the cop walk in with a Smith employee whom I've never seen before. And the man asked me, we were wondering why you're here.
She says police told her an employee had called about a suspicious black man. She recorded video with her phone.
Good, how are you?
Wondering why you were here.
Oh, I was eating lunch. I'm working the summer program.
adding her own text on Instagram with a post that's prompted outrage from supporters.
It just still upsets me to just talk about it because I don't even feel safe on my own campus and I'm away from home. I'm the first in my family to go to college. I'm doing this not only for me, but for my family, for my ancestors.
Smith's president sent a statement apologizing and assuring the student that she belongs in all Smith's spaces. This painful incident reminds us of the ongoing legacy of racism and bias in which people of color are targeted while simply going about the business of their daily lives. Building an inclusive, diverse, and sustainable community is urgent and ongoing work. What do you want to happen now?
I want the identity of the caller released. I want a public apology from that caller, and I want them fired from the school.
Smith's administration says privacy laws prevent them from releasing the name, so Kanate has turned to social media with a plea for help.
I tried to shake it off. I didn't even want to speak up and speak out because I know not everyone's going to agree with what you need to say. Not everyone's going to listen to you.
In Northampton,
I'm just so upset.
Christina.
To begin here with tensions between the United States and Iran escalating dramatically overnight. It all started early Sunday when Iranian President Rouhani cautioned President Trump about pursuing hostile policies. Rouhani said, quote, "America should know that peace with Iran is the mother of all peace and war with Iran is the mother of all wars." Last night he got a response via tweet, of course.
President Trump warning Rouhani in all caps, never ever threaten the United States again or you will suffer consequences the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. We are no longer a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death. Be cautious. CNN's Nick Payton-Walsh is live from London with how all of this unfolded. Good morning, Nick. A lot of people waking up on Monday having no sense how this started.
با دم شیر بازی نکنید. پشیمان میشید. پشیمانی ابدی برای شما به بار خواهد آورد. میگن ایران نمیذارید یه قتل نفس صادر کنه. یعنی ایران اینقدر ضعیفه؟ کجا هستید شما؟ چی فکر میکنید؟ حتما نمیتونید این کارو بکنید. قطعا نمیتونید این کارو بکنید. وامیستیم، ما همه ملت ایران مرد مقاومتیم، مرد ایستادگی هستیم. شما نمیتونید ملت ایران را علیه امنیت ایران بسیج کنید. شما اشتباه میکنید. شما ضدیتتون رو با ملت ایران به وضوح نشون دادید.
It's the Twitter takedown heard around the world. Mr. Trump tweeting overnight to Iranian President Rouhani, never ever threaten the United States again or you will suffer consequences, the likes of which few throughout history have ever suffered before. We are no longer a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death. Be cautious. Today, the president pressed on his aggressive approach.
Mr. President, any concerns about provoking tensions with Iran?
The hardcore warning seemed to be prompted by Iran's president, who threatened, America should know that peace with Iran is the mother of all peace, and war with Iran is the mother of all wars. The president's tough tone, highly coordinated, with Secretary of State Mike Pompeo launching his own harsh attack just hours before.
Iran is run by something that resembles the mafia more than a government.
In 2 weeks, the Trump administration is poised to reimpose harsh sanctions which were suspended under the Iran nuclear deal. Mr. Trump pulled out of the Obama-era agreement in May. Administration officials tell NBC News the president is using a maximum pressure campaign to get Iran to abandon its nuclear ambitions, similar to his strategy with North Korea.
The South African Parliament has voted in favour of new legislation that could see land from white farmers seized. RT's Paula Sleer has the details.
South African Parliament has backed a motion that calls for changing the constitution and allowing for land expropriation without compensation. Essentially, white South Africans will lose their land. They will not be compensated, this despite the fact that it flies in the face of the current constitution. It follows the inauguration of the South African President, Cyril Ramaphosa, 2 weeks ago. He has said that he wants to speed up the transfer of land from white to black South Africans. Now, despite the fact that apartheid ended 2 decades ago, you still have a situation in South Africa where most of the land is owned by whites. This is a hugely emotive subject for South Africans. The motion was brought in Parliament by the Economic Freedom Fighters Party. Now, it did receive the support of the ruling African National Congress that holds some 2/3 of the Parliament. The leader of the EFF had this to say.
The time for reconciliation is over. Now is the time for justice. We must ensure that we restore the dignity of our people without compensating the criminals who stole our land.
Malema is a controversial and somewhat radical figure in South Africa. In the past, he has said that he's not calling for the slaughter of white people, at least not yet. In recent years, there has been a spike in the killing of farmers in South Africa. Now, those who support the motion say it will go a long way to restoring justice, but those who criticize it say it will do anything but. There are those who say it will lead to unforeseen consequences and also will be a scapegoat that the ANC can use to explain away its own failures. Nonetheless, it certainly seems as if we're far away from restoring racial tensions in a country that has so much history mired in them.